I didn't grow up with Gremlins. I grew up being told why I shouldn't watch Gremlins. And that makes this movie hit a little different. Welcome to Creepin' It Real. Thanks for joining us. I'm Judah.
I'm Jake.
We're talking about 1984's classic, in a way, Gremlins.
What do you mean in a way?
I don't know. I am assuming it's a classic at this point.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always thought this was directed by Spielberg, but it's not. He's just the executive producer. How is an executive producer supposed to be something that draws you in? Like, oh boy, I'm going to go see this movie because there's this guy that sits behind the desk and has nothing to do with this movie.
I mean, is he kind of greenlighting it? It's kind of like a consultation at that point.
He is. He's consultation, but he's not like focusing. Like if I love Guillermo del Toro. I want to see his vision. I don't want to see some movie where he was just like, yeah, that sounded like a cool idea, but I don't want to put my own time into it.
It's kind of like a branding deal. Almost.
It is.
It's like use your name to get more people drawn in.
It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But as I said in my opening statement, I didn't grow up with this. This is a no-no movie for me because of the Christian upbringing.
You're a rebel.
And I know that you were also raised in a Christian household, but your dad was like...
My experience was a little bit different.
Once we get home from Sunday school, we're going to watch Hellraiser.
Fuck yes. Number 2 just came out.
So a little different here. I did watch it when I was an older teen, and I just rewatched it for the second time this week. So I've only seen this movie 2 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand why it's a classic and why this has heavy nostalgia. What my score is going to be a massive hot take. I'm only giving it a 5 out of 10.
That is a hot take. For me, this does have some nostalgia connected to it. This is one of my first experiences with practical effects. Mm-hmm. And so, I give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, this is a must watch if you have not watched it. Okay. For sure. The story is one thing, the effects and the budget were put it on a totally different level.
I agree. Speaking of budget, they had a budget of $11 million, which is quite small. And it had a return of $200 million. So very successful. Yeah. Which no wonder it spawned a sequel. And
possibly.
No possible. It's on the books, man.
Really?
2027. Gremlins 3, but do we need this 30 years later?
Dude, you look at the Ghostbusters stuff and how
it was a shame that they did that.
Yes, I know. The all-female cast was a shit show for sure, man.
I wasn't even really talking about that. I don't even think of that one when I think about the Ghostbusters. That one
should be just off the records, and it has nothing to do with it's all females and blah blah blah. It's just a shitty movie, man. Mm-hmm. Gremlins 3, I think, to be successful has to go back to the basics of Gremlins and Gremlins 2. You know what I mean? No CG, no bullshit.
I agree, and I think they're gonna fail. I think they're gonna go CG. I mean, when I was reading about Gremlins, they were talking about the practical effects and the problem that the effects people were trying to get the director to increase the size of Gizmo because they're like, this is so small, operating his facial features is almost impossible. And he was like, no, he has to be this small because we're trying to maintain this cuteness aspect of him.
Right, which number 2 definitely did better than this one.
Number 2 did better than the first one? I have no idea.
Making him cute, as far as making him cute. So that promo, that picture right there is actually him from the second movie. They used that for the marketing of number 1. But he does not look like that in this movie.
Gotcha.
He looks a little more rugged, rough around the edges, more like an animal, I guess you would say, versus a Furby.
Yeah. I mean, I did read the Furbies were fashioned completely off Gizmo.
Oh, dude, 100%.
So you were talking about practical effects versus story.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. The practical effects are fun. They are very goofy, though. And I never saw... I mean, I knew in theory the whole critters or Munchies or whatever, all these like Gremlins copies.
Mm-hmm.
I always knew that they were copies, but I didn't really realize how heavy of a copy they were until I just rewatched this. So it was really interesting, especially with Critters that doesn't even shy away from the R rating.
No, man, that one was brutal.
It's like we know what we are. Whereas with Gremlins, it's trying to walk this fine line, but
you're getting such mixed signals on what kind of movie this is. In one moment, you're like, oh, Gizmo. Next thing, a Gremlin's in the fucking microwave, exploding, and you're like, okay,
exactly.
Yeah,
I gotta say, the mom,
badass.
Hell yeah,
dude. She went in. She looked like she was ready for this type of attack. I think it's just having kids. At some point, your kids are going to get stronger than you, and you're like, I need to prep myself, man. This is what I'm going to do.
I'm going to stick my kid in the microwave.
Or in the grinder.
Exactly.
And just, double wielding knives. And blah, blah, blah.
So I got to say, I appreciated the fact that they gave this woman, this mom, I grew up respecting my mom, loving my mom. And so seeing this strong mom that like took charge and was just not like this weak ankled woman that's running away screaming, breaking her ankle even though she's not running or whatever, going in there and taking out 3 Gremlins. I was like
badass.
That's pretty cool. But
she looked like Ripley.
She was pulling some Ripley stuff
vibes,
there. Yeah. After she takes out the 3 Gremlins in the kitchen, she goes into the living room.
Is that a new ornament you got there?
Yeah, exactly. And there's one stocking hanging over the fireplace. There's movement in it. She goes up, slashes it with the knives, and this little toy robot falls out. This is where I'm like, what is going on here? From all indications, they have one son, Billy, who is in a bar at one point, so he has to be at least 21. Who the hell was this robot for?
You don't know what he still likes. I mean, can we just pan to your shelving over here?
That's a little different.
Yeah. Oh,
I was denied this as a child.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I also think it's funny that I have like very little connection with Gremlins. And here in myself, I've got Gizmo. And back behind Jake, we got the Flasher Gremlin. But they are horror icons for sure. I didn't understand how it is they're born and yet they know how to operate heavy equipment and guns. And I'm like, wait, you guys were like born a day ago. Yeah. How is this? I felt that was a little inconsistent. I was a little annoyed at it. Almost felt like this movie was put together simply to make inside jokes and references to other Spielberg movies.
I don't know if it was, I think what they were doing is like, we paid Spielberg to use his name. We're going to fucking use it. You know what I mean?
Chris Columbus, he wrote this screenplay, but it was his first screenplay and he didn't actually write it to present as a screenplay. He literally just wrote it as here's a representation that I can write. That's it. And then somehow Spielberg got it, who had just started Amblin Entertainment. He liked it, and he was like, no, let's make this into a movie. Chris wasn't even looking for it to become a movie, but it became a thing.
So Spielberg did something.
He did. I mean, okay, which leads to a funny kind of side note. So apparently, one of the notes the studio sent back about this movie called Gremlins was, there's too many Gremlins. So Spielberg wrote back, oh, that's great. Why don't we just cut out all the Gremlins and call the movie People? And I was like,
got him, bitch.
Exactly. Did you know that Howie Mandel did the voice for Gizmo? Yep. You did know that?
100%. Yeah, it's the same fucking voice he does for Skeeter in the Muppets and Bobby from Bobby's World, man.
Wait, he ran Skeeter?
Yeah, from the animated. The Muppet Babies.
Oh, Muppet Babies?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it's the same voice that he uses in all those. Yeah.
Damn it. I used to love the Muppet Babies. Now, I have some kind of weird dislike for Howie Mandel. And so as soon as I heard that he did the voice for Gizmo, it like put this kind of ugh
You see, I liked Howie Mandel's stuff. I mean, I grew up with Bobby's World and the Muppet Babies and stuff like that, and Little Monsters. I loved Little Monsters as a kid. It freaked me out, but it was
That was
awesome.
a fun movie, yeah.
I think I didn't start disliking him until like American Idol.
Yeah.
And his podcast is fucking awful, dog shit. Can we talk about the two love interests in this movie?
Go for it, man.
Oh, just the dude. Now that I know that they're in their 20s, I can be like, damn, that's a good looking couple right there, man.
Yeah.
You know? And poor Kate, man, I felt terrible for her. But as a kid, I remember like how traumatic like her story and stuff was.
Yeah.
But now it's just like it was kind of like, okay, so you pulled your dad out and you found out that Santa wasn't real, like, okay, dude, like this shit's it's a little funny.
The way she delivers it is so
like you're pouring drinks for these fucking gremlins. Like there's no and believe me, the only tip she got was from the flasher here. You know what I mean? So it was just like one. Did you pick that up? There you go.
I just got that.
Yeah, I love this movie. It was chaotic. The practical effects are fantastic. The melting scene at the end. Hey man, I think it's a must-watch Christmas movie.
The Goonies for me. I will die on a hill.
Really?
Defending the Goonies, despite knowing there are so many stupid things in it.
Is that why you always do the truffle shuffle anytime we see each other in
That was
public?
between us. I don't think you're crazy. I missed the window, so that it would imprint on me and this be like something that I love and will defend to death. If you don't mind, I'd like to touch on the one thing that kind of does connect me to this. And that was the fact that I couldn't watch it. And I'm just curious your stance on this. The word mogwai, yeah, that is apparently Mandarin for demon. So you definitely have one person who knows Mandarin. They hear this and they're like, oh shit. They're trying to like normalize or cutesify playing with demons, and this is dangerous. We need to protect our kids from this. So then like the Christian community is like, oh, some are like, we can't let our kids see this because we don't want them thinking it's fun to play with demonic things.
And our kids clearly know Mandarin, so
exactly. So that's why I wasn't allowed
Interesting.
To see this. But then to watch it at the age that I did and to be like, well, I don't think they were trying to cutesify, playing with demonic things. I think they were just like, oh, this is a fun kind of a thing. It's a monster, so let's call it that.
Yeah.
Which leads into Gremlins and Ghostbusters were released on the same day.
Really?
Both massive classic movies.
Dude, the theaters must have been busted.
Exactly. And Ghostbusters, I was not allowed to see as well because of the demonic influence. Now, what's funny is like when I was in my 30s, my dad calls me up and he was like, hey, I watched Ghostbusters. It was really fun. And I'm just like,
Dad?
yeah.
I've been trying to tell you this shit for years, man.
I'm like, you wouldn't let me watch it. And he's like, I know it was really fun. And I'm like, what's happening right now? My world's like crumbling. You know what I mean?
And he didn't even go with you.
Nope, he didn't. So I just think it's funny how time and perspective kind of changes
maturity,
things. Where do you land on that? I mean, I know we're in different places, like as far as
I mean, I don't think my parents were that strict. It was this weird.
Let's forget about your parents.
Okay.
Let's talk about.
I thought this was a therapy session, but okay.
I mean, you have 6 kids.
Yeah.
So at what point are you going, I think that is potentially opening up thought patterns that may not be healthy for them. So I think I'm going to say we have to wait until you're older, despite them putting a PG rating on it, which means that 7-year-olds should be able to watch this.
Yeah. YouTube.
What is that?
That's my line. YouTube.
Send them to YouTube?
No, don't send them to YouTube, man. That's the problem. YouTube is like, nope. Because all the shit that's on YouTube nowadays and stuff like that, this type of stuff, I mean, no, my wife, Jessica tends to be the barometer as far as the kids should watch or not. Because if it was me, I'd be like, well, I fucking watched this when I was a kid. You know, no, I wouldn't sit them down and watch Hellraiser because then they'd be up all night going, ugh, and I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? Kids, especially nowadays, are so easily exposed to everything.
Yeah.
The only way to not do it is to not let them have like any kind of electronics or anything like that. It's just a different world nowadays, you know? Because like when these movies came out, dude, the theaters were packed. They were probably lined up outside the doors, and I would kill, might be you, to go back to that time and to watch like one of these movies when it came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With a packed theater.
Definitely.
Now we can rent the entire theater out for a couple $100 to watch a movie alone because we're like, I don't want anybody breathing.
Yeah.
You know? So some of the stuff I have a lot easier time wanting. There's a difference between wanting to share something with the kids and going, probably shouldn't. You know, the microwave scene's pretty bad. You know, the entire bar scene's pretty bad. But like I did show them the clip to the carolers. So they just had a Christmas program where they're all up there singing. And I'm like, this is you guys. And I showed them the carolers saying, ah, la, la. You know, and they laughed. They thought it was funny. You know, no nightmares were given to my knowledge.
I think I do remember you also shared with them the scene from Rawhead Rex where he pisses on the priest. Didn't you tell me that they thought that was really hilarious?
No, when his eyes turn red, when he comes up, yeah, shut up. Hey guys, check this out. This is what Diddy's been doing.
Oh my gosh.
Him and CK Louie. You guys want to know what that's really about? Here we go.
Wow.
Moving on.
Okay. I give this a 5. Jake is a 10.
What?
No, I mean an 8. Sorry. My apologies. An 8 to me is like close enough to a 10. So I'm so sorry. So
I will have to say this though. I do think 10s exist. You don't.
I don't.
Okay. A 10 for me is like, I'm going to get a tattoo of that.
And okay, so what tattoo
I've
movie?
got a massive Evil Dead tattoo.
Evil Dead. This is perfect. Those of you who made it this far, first of all, you're champions. You get a gold star. What horror movie is so fantastic to you, you would get a tattoo of it? I want to hear that in the comments.
Bird.
Also, favorite gremlin death in this movie. Put that in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'm Judith.
I'm Jake.
It's been Creepin' Real. See ya.